Every region in Dark Souls has a fail-safe point for when the game gets confused where your character actually is. The glitch exploiting these fail-safe points is called wrong warp. In the any percent route, we will abuse this glitch twice. The first time while warping to Quelaag, and the second time warping to Gwyn. The version we're gonna use doesn't depend on your actual character position, but on the last bonfire you have set at. Because the bonfire that we're leveling at is still in valley, we can use it to reset our position to the beginning of the valley. This is really close to Quelaag and therefore saves a bunch of time. Also, because the Firelink altar has a save state past the closed door, we can use it to warp to the kiln without needing to offer the Forlorn Souls. We will break down the strat into 3 sections. The first section consists of getting up on the railing. The second section is about positioning yourself correctly on that railing. In the third section, we will perform a glitch called Spell Swap, and then finally sit at the bonfire to actually make the wrong warp happen. Before running up the stairs, we want to make sure that we have an empty hand in our right slot and already the talisman in our left slot. In the highlighted section, you can see how the bricks stop and a more smooth thing starts. Right after that point, I will turn around and jump. I have my camera basically facing the corner of the railing. Directly after jumping, I spam attack to get a plunge. This will secure me on the railing. You also want to instantly cue the right toggle out of the plunge animation. Otherwise you might get a punch from inputting too many left clicks for the plunge. We also need to swap to our talisman anyways, so we might as well do it instantly. Now we need to position our character for the spell swap. We do this by walking down the railing in the middle of the beam. You don't need to walk completely down, but more than half just to be safe. We will now pan our camera to face the bonfire and do a tiny forwards tap. Spell swap is done by casting with your right talisman and at the same time swapping your miracle. One frame after, you need to cast with your left talisman. Spell swap allows us to cast the Homeward spell with the animation of the force spell. To make this easier, we will do some rebinds, but these can all be done in-game. We will bind switch magic to shift plus Z, right weapon action to control plus Z, and left weapon action to control plus X. If we now hold shift and control, and after that press Z, the game will execute switch magic and right weapon action at the exact same frame. To execute spell swap, we simply hit X one frame after, effectively executing left weapon action. I want to mention that I use right shift and right control here. That isn't necessary, but I just have the other buttons already assigned. In fact, it doesn't even have to be shift or control, it can actually be any combination of keys, so you choose. With those rebinds, all we need to do from here is hold down our control and shift, and then press Z and X in that succession, one frame apart from each other. If you see these golden hands, that means your spell swap was successful. The force animation will now move us forward, but since we're on the edge of the beam, we will fall off, effectively cancelling the casting animation. We will now move in the range of the bonfire, so we are able to interact with it and wait for the game to fade out. Here you can see how the game starts to fade out. After you see this, you will now interact with the bonfire and sit at it. As you can see by the menu on the left side, I actually managed to sit at it. This is the point where the game gets confused. On the one hand, the game is trying to sit you down at this bonfire. On the other hand, since the Homeward spell is taking its effect, it is trying to warp you back to the bonfire you have last sat at. Because it can't decide between the two, it will now put you in the failsafe location of the area your last bonfire is in. In this case, my last bonfire was the bonfire we level at. Here you can see me do everything in succession.